let's take a hike into my mind on this situation. And, with the legislature that's being pushed in Alabama and Georgia about the whole thing about abortion bans, to be honest with you, I can care less. You know why? Because it's gone way beyond the option of it being her body, her choice. Now, follow me on this. This is not me trying to take it back to the Stone Ages. No, this is me thinking, like, you know what? Especially, and I'm talking to black men and women right now because I have to represent where I'm from. That's what I care about the most because at the end of the day, I can go work out in the whitest of white cities, but I know where I know where I was born at. I know where I was raised at. I know where I live at currently. For me to be carried saying like, "Oh, it's not my problem. I'm moving on." No, no, it is my problem. Okay, look, brothers and sisters, you got to be, and I'm saying gots. I know. You got to be more responsible with how you spill your seed and what seed you take into you. For the simple fact that if you're not financially ready, why are you even having unprotected sex? It goes without question. It makes no sense. And shout out to my friend Demetrius, the spook who sat by the door, Powell. He's a subscriber. I consider him a good friend. He tells me he's in Georgia. That's his home state. And we talk all the time. And he's telling me, look, he's been hearing people been responding to him when he comments on videos regarding this issue. Condoms ain't 100%. Condoms not 100%. Are you fucking kidding me? Is that even a valid answer? No, it's not 100%. But why you out here fucking like you don't know what an STD is? You care more about fixing a preventable quote unquote mistake. And I hate to use that term when it comes to unplanned pregnancies. But you out here worrying about the option of fixing that rather than you catching chlamydia, HIV, not knowing you got HIV and then go to full blown AIDS. You worried more about fixing a quote unquote mistake rather than your own personal health. And if you constantly keep getting abortions, you will never be able to have children if the damage becomes irreparable. You don't understand. They scraping out your fucking insides, for God's sake. They're scraping a egg off of the walls. What are you doing? All right. This is not me saying I'm against it. This is me saying it has ramifications. Just like unprotected sex has ramifications. You just keep going, ramifications, 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 until you run into a wall. And that wall is coming sooner than you think because they putting up the wall. All right? And I know it's an agenda to this. We've been hearing it. When 2040 hits, the white majority isn't going to be such a thing anymore. I mean, in 1950, they were almost 90% of the American population. 2018, they are 60%, and the drop is going to keep happening. Why you think they trying to do things like this? Because they worried about their numbers. Our numbers increasing due to this is just a byproduct of it. They feel like since they already have a higher number of white people living in America, they not beat over that. But we have to remind each other that since 1973, there has been 20 plus million abortions of black children. We currently stand at 12% of the American population. And I wonder why. I really wonder why. But go on. Keep using this as a crutch. It's not a crutch. It shouldn't be a crutch. Okay? I've had unprotected sex, and I knew what the consequences were. It wasn't me saying, oh, I can't believe this is fucking happening. I can't believe this is happening. What did we do? How did you get pregnant? No shit, Sherlock. How you think she got pregnant? And to the female who let it happen, don't get upset. Okay? If you chose to procreate with a deadbeat, do not get upset and take it out on that child. And then that child goes through life misdirected and continues the same cycle. This is the problem now. This is why I'm for this, because of the simple fact that it's not because I'm chauvinistic or misogynist. It's because if you're going to have children, please plan these babies. Be responsible, knowing what you're taking on. And even if you didn't plan it, know that this is going to be inevitability, and still be responsible when that child comes into this world. You know, I'm tired of seeing children who weren't planned take the brunt of their parents' anger. That child did nothing. That child knows nothing of the strife. Oh, I didn't plan you. You know, I was told that before. Yes, I was. You know, yeah, I know it's fucked up, but that's life, man. That's life. Anyway, I kind of figured it because of the way things happen, the way I was treated. You know, things are different now. You gotta understand. You know, if you harbor anger towards another parent, you're gonna take it out on your child, be it directly or indirectly. And I like to think it was indirectly. And I can talk openly about this. This is why I feel the way I do right now about this situation. Okay? Because look at me. Look what I'm doing right now. I'm still trying to do better for myself. Okay? Not being complacent. I spent years pushing a broom. After my job, where I dressed in my dressy slacks and my shirt, when that went under, I needed something to pay the bills. And I found something. It was labor, but I found something. And from here, that something that I got led me to where I'm currently at. And I don't plan on stopping. I don't plan on stopping. Now imagine if I had that type of parent who just was like, you know what? You're nothing. I didn't want you. She did want me. I just wasn't planned. You see how that goes? But when you put a loaded gun into a hand of an irresponsible person, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. You're going to have somebody who just basically is trigger happy and just want to get rid of the child because they fucked up. All right? This is the difference between a strong, accountable, responsible black man or woman versus a unaccountable black man or woman. That's the difference. They own up to it. Well, she owned up to it. I'm here and I love my life. Okay? And we all sit here and we be like, you know what? There's a lot of things we could have done better. But you can't live in regret. All right? And if you do have children one day, you really want to actually kind of correct that. You know, you might have something you want to do different. You will try to make sure your child is ready mentally in a way that you weren't ready at that age. You're trying to prepare them for the world, okay, without making them paranoid. That's the definition that a lot of parents lack that fortitude today. A lot of young parents I'm talking about lack that fortitude. And this is their children. I'm seeing people young enough to be my son or daughter using abortion as a crutch. As a crutch. not being responsible. Or if they do carry the child to full term, they don't know how to raise that child because they was raised by somebody who didn't want them and treated them as such. And that right there pisses me off. It really does. I don't want to see this happen. I really don't. I want to one day have a child and have to raise my children around this kind of stuff and that kind of environment. Or them, I want to minimize it as much as possible. I don't want my child to go to school and meet somebody whose mother doesn't love them or their mother or father doesn't love them, and it takes a toll on their mental state. Because I've had classmates like that. Some turned their lives around. Some aren't here today because they're dead. They went on, had either died of disease because of irresponsibilities, or they were murdered because of not being brought up and being instilled that you can have a good life if you work hard for it. Okay? So this will have to mean something. You will have to, from here forth, you can't use this as a crutch. It's going to, I'm thinking it's like inevitability, unfortunately. These are the battleground states down there in the South. But you best believe if this takes off, it's going to spread like wildfire, because we're not the target, black people. We're not the target. The target is white women. White women have 60% of the abortions yearly. 60%, 1.6 million. They say abortions of white babies. And they can't have that. They can't. The other 40 is a combination of black, Hispanic, and the other minorities. Okay? So we're not the target. But even though we're not the target, we, as the people, our population, our children can benefit from this. Okay? Back can come the days of us having planned families. Okay? Having the nuclear family could come back from this. Okay? This is not me, but I ain't going to be out there advocating it. Like, yeah, I'm just saying, if it happens, it fucking happens. It is what it is when it comes to this one. Because I'm going to say it one more time before I exit out. You can't go through life using abortions as a crutch, because 50% of abortions is because of a mistake and not being ready to be a parent. All of that, 90 something percent of that can be prevented if you use protection. 90 something percent of pregnancies can be prevented if you use protection. And you have to please understand that STDs aren't going away. Okay? They're not going away. And why don't you care about STDs? Seems like you don't. But I digress. So as usual, because I'm a fury, I'm here, and now I'm out. Peace.